So the message of the day is that it had to happen. It had to happen. Okay. It had to happen. The situation right now that's causing you the most pain, the situation right now that's causing you the most grief, the situation right now that's causing you the most guilt, the situation that's causing you the most shame, the situation that's causing you the most, that's disturbing your peace in your mind, that situation, it had to happen. It had to. Unfortunately. See, a lot of the times, God knows our pain tolerance, right? And some of these situations that we put ourselves in are definitely self-inflicted wounds. Definitely self-inflicted. Because sometimes we may follow our flesh instead of our spirit. And that could be in more than just relationships. That can be in jobs. That can be in friendships. That can be with what you want to eat. Like, that can be with pretty much anything. You know what I'm saying? Places you choose to go to, environments you choose to put yourself in, like all of that. But God knows our pain tolerance. So He's not going to put us through anything that we can't get through. So even though right now the situation is causing you so much grief, so much despair, so much agony, whether it was self-inflicted or not, it had to happen. This situation that you're going through is a part of your development. Whether you know it or not, it is a part of your development. When you look back at this situation in a few years, you're going to be like, damn, that shit hurt. But at the same time, I needed that. I needed that situation to happen because that situation turned me into a man, or that situation turned me into a better woman. You get what I'm saying? Like, certain things in our life, they say God works in mysterious ways. And He really does. Like, it's really all divine. So we just gotta get through this situation right here and trust that the fruit that is gonna be bared from this pain is gonna be worth it. It has to be worth it, or else we would have never went through it. Did you learn from this? Because it had to happen. Now, the problem is gonna come in where we're disobedient, where this situation, whatever situation it was, it had to happen, but it doesn't have to continuously happen. It doesn't have to happen again. Now, if you put yourself in a situation where it happens again, then you're being willfully disobedient, and you're gonna keep learning the lesson harder and harder, and the sacrifices are gonna be more detrimental and more detrimental until you choose to learn from whatever situation that it is that happened. And it's very, very hard. It's very, very, very hard because we want to do what we want to do instead of listening to the spirit within us. And that's probably how we winded up in the situation that we're in the first place, right? But it still had to happen. It had to. There's no need to keep questioning it. There's no need to be in denial of it. There's no need to be in resistance of it. And you also have to have some type of accountability and stop blaming everybody else, stop blaming all the external factors, and look within and say, how did I do this to myself? What did I do? You know, we gotta stop being in denial of our wrongdoings. We have to accept the fact that whatever happened did happen. And then the hardest part is just to let go of the situation and really understand that it had to happen. It had to. If it happened, that means it had to happen. Maybe it could have been avoided. Maybe it could have been avoided. Maybe we did put ourselves in this situation, but it had to happen. It doesn't have to continuously happen, but it had to. Just don't keep putting yourself in these same situations so you don't have to keep feeling these same emotions, so you don't have to keep learning the same lessons over and over and over again. But I really wanted to get on camera and just let you know that whatever happened, regardless of how much confusion or pain that you're in, regardless, it had to happen. It's a part of your testimony. It's a part of your growth. It's a part of your story, and it's a part of you being able to counsel somebody else later on in this life. And I feel like I made this video before, but it's somebody who's going through the same thing that I'm going through. And your mind is just so consumed with this one thing. And you really have to understand that it had to happen. It had to. Does it have to happen again? No. Learn your lesson. Please learn your lesson. Fight. Fight with all of your spirit to not wind up in the same situation later on. Fight with all your spirit. Forget your emotions right now. Fight with all your spirit so that you do not have to keep feeling the same cycle. But it had to happen. The most important thing is that you learn your lesson from this situation. That is the most important thing. That is so pivotal. You have to understand the lesson and learn it. Do not be in denial. This situation that you're in right now might confront you with your darkest, deepest secrets. It might confront you with your demons that have been in your closet for so long that you've been trying to tuck deep down away, that you really don't want to confront, that you really don't want to face. That's why it's easier to point the finger at that person. That's why it's easy to say, well, this situation happened because of this or because of that. And we point fingers at everybody and everything on the outside instead of looking inside on what we did wrong. So yes, this situation, it may make us have to look ourselves in the mirror and realize that we are not as good as a person as we think. This situation may force us to look in the mirror and do some real self-reflecting and be like, damn. It may cause us to do some real self-reflection and be like, damn, I have a lot of work to do. But it's okay. Don't be so hard on yourself. And I hate saying don't be hard on yourself because it's like, you want to give yourself a pass for messing up, but no, like, because if you're so hard on yourself like a clenched fist like this, how will you ever have any relief? You just walk around like this, tension. You gotta let go of that clench. You gotta let go of that clench yourself so you can have some type of flow. Look how my hand is flowing right now because I let go of the tension. But if I'm like this all the time, I'm gonna be walking around like this. You're just like a balled up fist, and your hand you can never have no real movement within yourself. So have some grace with yourself. It's okay. I'm going hard with these videos because this is my testimony right now, and I know somebody else is going through the same thing. Whatever demons, whatever self-reflection, whatever is confronted to you about yourself through the situation, accept it. Accept the fact that I may be okay. Accept it. It's okay. Life is all about growth and evolution. If you don't know the most negative parts about yourself, then there's no way that you're gonna be able to transform into the most positive, most enlightened, most optimal, best version of yourself. There's no way. Do I need to close this? It's no way. If you don't know where you need to improve at, if you don't know where your flaws are, if you don't know where your shortcomings are, then you're gonna be stuck the same person forever. Which is why I said this had to happen. You had to be confronted with this part of yourself that you don't like, or the part of yourself that put you in a situation that you don't like. You have to be confronted with it. But it's okay. It's okay. As long as you grow from the situation, God's gonna have grace with you. God's gonna forgive you. The people involved in the situation, in due time, they will forgive you. They will have grace with you. They will have peace with you. But you have to just be okay with what happened and understand that it had to happen. Learn your lesson from it, prosper from it, grow from it, and be delivered from it. Be delivered from it. You gotta really fight. You gotta really fight to not harp on the situation. The only way I'm getting through my situation is to get on camera and try to help somebody else. Like, literally. No script, no phone, no notes, nothing. This is just me talking from the soul. It had to happen. Confront your demons. Deal with the ugly parts of yourself. Deal with the parts of yourself that's not as authentic as you may have thought. Deal with the parts of yourself that's not as genuine as you may have known. It's okay. We're learning, we're growing, we're evolving. Deal with all of that. Deal with all that. Who knows? Maybe one day you come back to the situation a better person. Maybe you come back to the situation a better person and a more healed person, and it can evolve how it's supposed to. Whether that be a job, like I said, whether it be a relationship, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be a friendship. You may be able to come back to it in a few months or a few years when you're more healed and all your demons have been confronted. But for right now, understand this. It had to happen. It literally had to happen. If it didn't happen, you would be staying stuck in that same person. And we cannot do that. And we're stuck, we're not growing. So use this situation, shift your perspective on it and understand, say, hey, this situation had to happen so that I can have some type of growth. Anything that comes with pain is growth behind it. If you get a tattoo, it's gonna hurt. If you go to the gym and you lift weights for your muscles to grow, it's gonna hurt. If you gotta get surgery to fix a problem within you, that shit is gonna hurt. So whatever you're going through right now, it may hurt, but it had to happen so that you can grow. Learn from it and just move forward. That's the only thing you can do. Learn from it and move forward. Unclench this fence that you have within yourself so that you can flow, and so that you can grow. And everything is gonna be okay. I know it's hard to believe right now. You're gonna heal. You're gonna get over it. Everything's gonna be cool. But it had to happen, bro. It had to. It had to. And that's the only way you're gonna get over it. Just understanding that it had to happen. Don't have to continue to happen. Just let it go. Have grace with it. And the Lord is gonna exalt you in due time. Trust. Trust.